Yo, hey people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's really cool. I'm back up north, I've done more driving and I'm at Stafford Audi. So this is a massive Audi dealership with a sick, huge indoor showroom. And as I'm sure you're very aware now, I'm a massive petrol head, I'm a huge car fan. So I've come here on behalf of the guys at Stable Lease who give me that insane VW T6 van. And these guys have got a relationship with Audi and I've come here to look at some cars, review some cars, and ultimately, they've organised a test drive in something that I actually don't know what it is yet, but I'm going to be able to test drive an absolutely insane car. Hopefully an RS or an S, I'm yet to see, but I'm really excited. So first things first, I'm going to walk around the massive car park here of the dealership and look at some of the cars and give you some of my opinions, things I like, and just show you basically what Audi have got to offer in the brand new car range, because it's not very often you come and see what like the brand new stuff. I go to a lot of mountain bike trade shows where you see what's new coming out in the biking world, but for cars it's super interesting reading all the specs and finding out what's happening in the automotive world. So first things first, right behind me is quite a special car, an Audi Rs3. So as you can see, it's a 67 plate. That's a brand new Audi Rs3. And these things have been getting a lot of hype because they're now the fastest hatchback in the world. This is a sportback 5-door car with the Rs3 badge there, which looks unreal. I think a black Audi badge would look quite sick, but what can you say? Like, that colour's insane. I don't know, I think it's called Sprint Blue. This black detail in here is unreal. This car comes standard at 400 horsepower and it's just a little 5-door hatchback. It's basically an A3, a tiny car, and it's got 400 horsepower, 4-wheel drive. It's so fast. One thing I love about these cars is the arches. I think this is a good angle here. You can see those nice flared arches with the alloys in. Red brake calipers is a massive win. These 5-spoke alloys are pretty cool as well. I'm not a massive fan of the silver around the edge, to be honest, but it really sets the car off. One interesting thing actually, this has got, as you can see there, black door mirrors. Typically the Audi range, when they're the S car or the RS, they have silver or chrome door mirrors. So that's quite cool actually, that one's got black ones. That must have been an option to make it look a bit more stealth, maybe slip under the radar, not show everyone from the front that you've got an Audi Rs3. But that's a sexy car, that is special. Bit more grubby, but there's a brand new Audi Q7. Look at the size difference. 400 horsepower. That's probably got a lot less power. Look at the size of it, massive. I like thinking about how many bikes you could possibly get in cars like that. I'm going to carry on walking around and show you guys what this massive place has got to offer. I'm looking at some pretty cool things right now. So, right, here we go. An Audi Sq5 there. That's got crazy amount of torque. It's a diesel engine, but huge amount of torque, and oh, it's a V6 turbo. You'd be pretty stoked with the family going to school in that one. Another Audi Rs3, this time in red, which is seriously nice. The same style alloys. That's got the silver door mirrors, so you can see the contrast. On this red, it actually looks amazing. But wow, look at the size of the brakes. Black brake calipers this time. I'll tell you one of my opinions about Audi, and I think it's really cool, is most car companies, as you go up the range of cars, like to higher performance, higher speed cars, they'll go from 1 exhaust pipe to 2, and then as you get a really powerful car, they'll have 4 exhaust pipes if they've got a big V8 engine or something, like my C63. But Audi, you get an Audi S3, you get 4 exhaust pipes, but then you go up the range to an RS3, and they actually tone it down to just 2. So you get these 2 big oval pipes instead of 4. Somewhere there's been a room of engineers and designers that have said, let's do something different. Like, we're Audi, we don't need 4 exhaust pipes, we can make just as much noise out of 2 and be different to everyone else. And I've got a lot of time for that. I think it all contributes to that understated image that they're going for. It's like, we can deliver on comfort, but we're going to make a car that looks classy and blends right in, slips under the radar. But there's a hatchback here with 400 horsepower. It's a beast. Oh, someone's had a lot of fun in this. What is it, an S5? That's a cool car. They're nice alloys as well. If you look at the side view, they're really cool wheels. Proper businessman's car, that one. What else we got? So that was an S5, V6 turbo S4, another S5. Right, there's one car I'm looking for and I'm scouting around for. and I'm sure a lot of you guys watching want to see, and that's the Audi Rs6, which I have so much time for. That is an absolute monster. It probably weighs about 2 tons. You can have 3-4 kids in there. No, yeah, you could have 4 kids, about 3 dogs in the back, 3 bikes on the roof, and deliver about 600 horsepower and get 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds. And I've spotted one, and it's black. The moment I've been waiting for. I've never actually stood up close to an Rs6. It's a car I know so much about because it gets amazing reviews, and you see drag videos of Rs6's stock beating Nissan GTRs. So it's kind of made me learn that numbers on a piece of paper, 0 to 60 times, can be disputed actually on a drag strip. So here we have an Audi Rs6. It's amazing to actually see one up close. The grille on that is ridiculous. It only just sits above that curb as well. We've got 21-inch alloys and these massive arches. I think it's the arches that make you realise when one's coming at you on the road how much stance and like road presence this car has. Wow. You have to just tell me in the comments if you agree that an Rs6 is like the dream top end car. I'd rather have one of them than a Lamborghini because all your mates can join in the fun. You can get all your bikes in the back, and I believe they've got 600 horsepower, which is unimaginable amount of power. Like, this has got a private plate on and it's insane. I guess this is a customer's car because it's got a private plate, but that's the R8 Spyder with the massive V10 engine. This hasn't got the oval pipes, it's got kind of 4 split square ones, a massive diffuser there. Imagine the roof down in that in the summer, and those alloys, wow. You wouldn't want to have the job of cleaning those alloys though, there's about 100 spokes. Wow. That colour is incredible. And it's got a carbon diffuser. Wow, it almost looks scary. There's so much carbon, which obviously saves weight, but I imagine it's mostly to show off. V10, you can actually see your engine. You'd always park that car facing away from your house, so you have to walk past the back end, past the carbon spoiler, look at your own engine, then unlock it next to your carbon side vents to cool down your V10 engine. Maybe glance at your carbon wing mirrors. Look at that. Probably so hard to park. Feel free to shoot me down, but I think I'd still rather have an Rs6. But that V10 R8, wow. So, next up, I'm gonna go inside the showroom where there's some pretty special vehicles in there, some like signature stuff. And I'm meeting up with Phil and Dave from Stable Lease. I'm gonna hand the camera over to Phil, and we're going to walk around inside, and they're going to break the news to me of what car I'm actually going to be reviewing today and test driving, which is pretty exciting.
Let's go.
In we go. And it's warm in here, which is a massive plus. I didn't bring a hoodie. So that colour, you like it? Yeah. You couldn't have that blue on an A5, but
yeah.
Like,
there needs to be a special
yeah, on a car like that, an RS5, especially the brand new one. If you're going to drive a brand new car out of a showroom, why not have that level of blue and that colour? Like that would be at home on a Lamborghini. So
yeah. What's it's a Porsche colour, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah. It's with the blue. Yeah. And we've driven, it's an RS6.
Yeah.
In that colour, and it turns out, literally like people are like snapping their necks to them.
Especially in RS6 because they turn heads regardless, don't they?
Yeah.
But these guys told me earlier actually that Audi do something called an exclusive paint range, or is that right?
Yeah, Audi exclusive. Yeah.
There's a paint option called Audi exclusive where you could walk in with a t-shirt you're into, your daughter's pencil case or some curtains and say make this colour, and they will paint your car in whatever colour you want, like from black to white, the whole range.
Yep.
You can choose a colour, whether it's matte, satin, gloss, which is sick. Like, that's a really expensive car. I don't know we'll look at what the price is on it, but if you're going to fork out a lot of money and you're lucky enough to do so, why shouldn't you have the chance to get exactly the colour you want? Like you deserve that right, and Audi deliver on that, which is cool. Yeah, seriously cool. Same again, 2 massive oval pipes, which is pretty signature to Audi. No one else is doing that. They're all going 4 pipes, or like Ferrari would have 3 in the middle. So it's quite special really, and I think something that Audi should keep doing. Another thing I've seen on the brand new cars while walking around is these rear tail lights are actually quite tinted. I don't know if that's a little loophole in the law that Audi have managed to get around, because it looks really cool. Oh, that's pretty special. a little light that comes off the door. Inside the car is, in true Audi style, like an executive place to be sat. You could make countless business calls sat in here. I could go to sleep in here. Like you could potentially sell your house and sleep in one of these, couldn't you? One thing that is a bit strange is this screen here, because a lot of cars, they have them built into like a little kind of alcove, but this kind of sticks up and is almost in the way. Like there's going to be important information in there, but if, like hypothetically, I'm getting a bit ridiculous here, but if you went on a track day, you're not going to be looking at the sat nav, so it'd be cool if that kind of folded down or something. Next up, which is seriously special, is the Audi R8 behind me, but this one is actually really special. It's one of 999 that have been made worldwide, and it's rear wheel drive. So Audi, and especially the top end of the range, have always prided themselves on quattro cars, 4-wheel drive, which delivers insane 0 to 60 times. But this one is rear wheel drive, which is kind of a reverse psychology in what we're used to from Audi, but for like the real performance focused driver or someone who wants to go on track days, I can't even imagine how insane that car is. Like that's going to be the ultimate track car, isn't it? Rear wheel drive. I don't know where
the door handle.
Didn't even know where the door handles are. One thing I am a sucker for is big brakes. I think if you look at any car and see that the brakes are big, you know that there's been a lot of thought that's gone into that to make it as powerful as anything.
So that's that badge, isn't it?
This is by far the sickest car I've ever sat in, like hands down. It's a bit weird looking over your shoulder and seeing a wall with an engine behind it. I bet it sounds ridiculous with the engine being behind your shoulder blades. But you can kind of tell that it's weird for me. Like we've been talking about how Audi make the Rs6, it's a family car with more power than you know what to do with. But this R8, just sat in here, you can tell is built for one purpose. Like there's only buttons that are definitely required. There's no screen here. You get to see the road. The steering wheel is ridiculous. It's got like this, you see that like Ferrari style fighter jet start button. Alcantara everywhere, which I bet isn't cheap. The steering wheel, it's almost like fluffy. There's no faff, it's just all fighter jet style, big triggers, buttons. Probably what it feels like to fly an Apache helicopter on the road. It's pretty sick, isn't it? Is this what I'm test driving?
Maybe not.
Not one of 999.
Yeah,
You're
not the real.
trusting me to put it in a barrier. Today has been really crazy. I'm really lucky to have come here. Shout out to Phil and Dave from Stable Lease for organising today. The cool thing is that at this dealership, all the cars I've walked around and talked about are actually for sale. So there's going to be a photo on Stable Lease's Instagram. If you go there and comment on what one of these cars you think I should test drive, these guys are going to make it happen. So go there, whether it's the R8, which I'm going to like. If you comment R8, I'll cross all my fingers. Let me know which of these cars you want me to test drive. Even if it's a car here that you're thinking about, like an Audi Rs3, we might be able to make that happen. So comment there. Next video is going to be me actually driving one of these cars and saying how ridiculous it is, especially compared to my C63. Cheers for tuning in, guys. You're all absolute legends. Shout out Stable Lease, shout out Audi Stafford, and yeah, see you in the next video.